Hi guys, Big Rig 150 here. Early in the week I said that there's going to be, I'm going to have a video because it's a very big week for Ford. And it is. 1908, October 1st, Ford started mass producing the Model T, which was the first car for the common man. And Henry Ford had a very inspirational and very good quote that became the mission statement for the Model T. And it goes, mind you, I'm using a cheat sheet because I want to make sure I get all the words right. I will build a car for the great multitude. It will be large enough for the family, but small enough for the individual to run and care for. It will be constructed of the best material by the best man to be hired after the simplest design that modern engineering can devise. But it will be so low in price that no man making a good salary will be unable to own one and enjoy with his family the blessing of hours of pleasure in God's great open space. A great statement because cars back then were built for the rich. They were also very scarce for the common man because they were unreliable also at the time. Henry Ford wanted to change that. He wanted to make this simple. He wanted to make it so that the common man can do what the rich do. They want the common man to be able to travel, be able to provide for the family. 1908, the Model T cost $825, which is the equivalent of around $25,000 today. It sported a 2.9 liter inline four-cylinder that produced roughly 20 horsepower, had top speed of 40 to 45, which back in the day that was extremely fast. It was also able to run on kerosene, gasoline, and ethanol. So you had your choice of fuel. Also, it was sporting a fuel economy. Now, they didn't have the fuel economy standards we do, but they estimated it to be between 13 to 21 miles to the gallon. So you could drive a little bit of distance. Back then you didn't have the roads that we have. It was a lot of dirt, or it was concrete, more like sidewalk than actual asphalt. Now in today's standards, for the same money, you're looking at a 2018 Ford Fusion S model, which sports a 2.5 liter four-cylinder that has horsepower of 175. That top speed, I've heard it going over 100 miles an hour. I haven't done it personally, but I've heard it. And that comes in at roughly what the equivalent of the Model T would be today, which was roughly around that $25,000 range. So the car was also named one of the most influential cars of the 20th century. The car was produced for over almost 20 years, from October 1st, 1908 to the end of May 2027. So you had almost a 20-year run of the car that was just produced, many evolutions. You had, I remember looking at a picture, and if you want to look at the pictures, you can go to Google and do a Google search on the Model T. One of them was an actual, it looked like a pickup truck with the slats on the back, so you could have bales of hay, vegetables, fruit thrown in the back in bushels. So the Model T really became the all-purpose car for the common man. I've said that a lot in this video, but that's what the car was for. It was for the common man, so he could work, he could produce, he could enjoy God's open space, as he stated in his statement. That's great. You know, you're making a vehicle that the person can elevate themselves, and that's what this car actually did. It was able to take it and elevate a person who might have been lower middle class, poor, and elevate them to the middle class, or from the middle class to the upper middle class, and possibly to the rich. That in itself is a innovation that should be applauded, because back then you were able to now travel, you were able to get produce, I'm going to say hail again, hay, bales of hay, cotton, seafood to market faster, make more money. Yeah, it's all about the money in society. It always has been. But now you're able to elevate people, which is a great thing. The Model T was also the first global car, where you saw it produced outside the United States. What I mean by that is you had the car was produced in Germany, in England, in Brazil, Canada. The list goes on and on. Those are ones that were most notable to me. So the car itself was great back in those standards. The one thing I did discover while doing some of this research was Henry Ford was very much a recycler, which is still mission statement today. They've recycled many things to produce again. They used the tomato skins today for making car seats, the cloth seats as well as the leather. They're producing things to make, taking things that are being discarded and trying to reuse them. Not a lot of other manufacturers are doing that. I'm not saying they aren't, but Ford has really been doing it for many years. And it's still 110 years later, still doing the same thing. Ford also had the Ford Charcoal Company. He took all the scraps of wood and made them into charcoal briquettes and sold them as Ford Charcoal. Now, his cousin through marriage brokered a deal to take it over and changed it to Kingsford Charcoal, which we all know and love from our youth, where we would go out, grill on the barbecue, and use charcoal briquettes because they were nice and just brings back very fond memories. So you had that. So I mean, you discover things as you do some research sometimes that you didn't know, and I plan on doing stuff like this for other manufacturers. Find a car and dig into it. What I want you to do is, in the comment section below, if there's a car that you want me to talk about, put it in the section below, because I really want to make videos that you guys want and that are really informative. I know there's many of other people that you can go watch that are on more modern topics, which I'm going to get into. I definitely plan on doing an episode on diesel vehicles, some customization cars, because some of that stuff is what I'm interested in. Gas Monkey Garage, Diesel Sellers, Aaron Kaufman, those guys have really made me look at cars differently. Look at, okay, how can I change the style? How can I change the stance? How can I make it bigger and better? So I'm going to be incorporating some of them into the videos. So that's going to be coming up. But please leave a comment, like, share, hit the subscribe button. And I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will be talking to you soon. Have a great day, guys.